Welcome to Birds of Prey Sports, where we weekly cover Ravens and Orioles news. We're your hosts, TJ and Jared. And in this video, we're going to be doing a game recap of the Giants and Ravens game, a game in which we absolutely crushed them. Well, I feel like we could have did a little bit more, but we got the job done. 35-14. Lamar had a Jackson 5. Jared was blowing up my phone. He was so happy about that, and I was too. That's like his second Jackson 5 this year, I believe. So um, you know, had a Jackson 10 overall, so that's a great thing to witness. Definitely adds to his MVP campaign this year and which he hopefully gets. But this was a great start in doing so. And so to start off this video, I just wanted to say, the offense did pretty well. It's actually crazy because we did so well that we kind of held ourselves back. Like Lamar had the fumble on that 15-yard run, and it's just like who knows if he didn't fumble that probably, I'm not gonna lie, that would have been another touchdown. It kind of feels like in this game they shouldn't even have scored 14 points. Like we kind of allowed them to because there was one drive where the whole back end of the drive it was just pass interference calls on us, and that led them to score a touchdown.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like in this game we were so dominant that it kind of went against us in some ways. But I feel like the offense played well. It was good to see Bateman. He had two touchdowns. He's really had a great year. And it's kind of great because we signed him to that extension deal without really paying a lot, and it really has paid off. So he's having a great year. Zay got a little bit involved. Mark Andrews caught a touchdown pass, I believe. So, just a great all.
As
Yeah, yeah, that too. And Derrick Henry, he was getting had a pretty good game as well. So, just definitely a game to get the Ravens back on track and ready for to basically tomorrow's game against the Steelers, which if we lose that game, then we won't win the AFC North probably. So, this is definitely a morale booster, definitely a game that is positive for the Ravens amidst all of the drama going on with Deontay Johnson, which we'll get into later. But what are your opening thoughts about this game?
you know, it was actually kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh
It
yeah,
wasn't a very entertaining game. You could just definitely tell the skill gaps between the two teams. I'm glad the Ravens finally took a bad team seriously and just put them in the dirt. And it wasn't looking good at first. We had those two possessions where it was the fumble and the punt, but then it was five straight scoring drives after that. So
yeah,
Um, the offense really put in work. I wasn't impressed by the defense whatsoever. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the Giants got opportunities. And and then Brandon Stevens, man, he's this is his last year as a Raven. I'll tell you that. He is not good. That 1 year is looking like an anomaly at this point. Meaning last year. Maybe that's all Mike McDonald. I don't know, but Brandon Stevens is a glory. He's just a walking PI at this point. He can't turn his head. He can't turn his head around. He can't turn his head around without grabbing somebody. Like Malik Neighbors had him in hell, and then Nate Wiggins had him in prison. So that's just kind of how he might have to move forward. With Nate Wiggins being on the best receiver on the other team. Because Nate Wiggins has been pretty locked down this year so far. So,
oh
but
yeah.
Brandon Stevens is no bueno, So it's the way to put it. But the offense, after those first two slow drives, they definitely put it together. Had that great scoring drive. I thought the offensive line was kind of weak to start off the game, but they definitely seemed to lock in as the game went on. People were really raving about Roger Rosengarten's performance. He graded pretty well on PFF, I believe, and he did pretty well against some pretty good pass rushers as well, like Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau, and others. I think that's the two that really come to mind. I don't think the other guy was playing. I forgot his name, Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah.
So he was hurt. So you know, um, nice that we're finally developing a freaking offensive lineman instead of having guys like McCarr and Falele out there. But
Yeah.
you know, um, he's going to be important for next week or tomorrow, I should say. So, but anyways, going back to the Giants game, thank God we left that game with no serious injuries. Obviously, we know guys got hurt in practice later in the week, but they got hurt in practice, So the only injury I think we came from that game was Aguilar, who got the concussion on the one catch, on his only catch of the game. He like I even saw it live. He caught the ball, fell backwards, and like slammed his head on the ground.
Yeah, and
So
he was like,
yeah, he checked himself out immediately. So I guess it's good he has enough awareness to check himself out and not continue to get hurt, or whatever. Like he doesn't want CTE. So um so we're gonna be down Aguilar for that Steelers game. So man, we might be down Bateman, but we'll get into that in the Steelers video. But Bateman with the 2 touchdowns. I mean, and Henry didn't seem to do a lot in this game. I thought we were going to see more of him. Personally, I thought we were going to see more of him, but he was there when we needed him. So I guess we can be grateful for that. He averaged a pretty good, decent yards per carry. It seemed. At first, he wasn't popping off, but in the second half, you seen him really, you know, continue on the offensive success. But sometimes it's nice when you don't have to have Henry, lead the charge, in every game, So I think that he needs to be the leading charger of the Steelers game. But again, we'll get into that in the Steelers video. But and then Tez Walker with the first touchdown of his career on his first ever catch. Shout out to him, man. I kind of got it
yep.
right, I guess, in a way. I was just wrong side of the ball. I said Adisa Isaac would get his first career sack, but Tez Walker got his first career touchdown. So there was a first career something at least. So I was on the right track. It's just you were right about Bateman's 2 touchdowns. My mom had brought that up. So
Oh,
I'm gonna
oh,
start writing those down, our bold predictions and our breakout players, so that we can I can open up the videos like that for the pregame or the post games or whatever. But glad we got the win. We're still in the division race after the Steelers lost to the Eagles. But if we do lose on Saturday, the division is theirs. So don't let them celebrate a division title on your own turf.
yeah. And I just want to say, I pulled up Henry stats. He only had 14 carries, and I don't really like that. I feel like Henry had offensive player of the year in a bag. And ever since that Steelers game, it seemed like ever since that Steelers game, well, his attempts have been kind of going down, but like it seemed like ever since that game, we haven't really been giving him the ball that much. I don't know. I feel like the Chargers game did pretty good, but he still had like what 16 carries or something in that game. So I don't know. I hate seeing him not get like 20 carries or something like that or attempts, whatever. I feel like we should be giving him a lot more.
I mean,
But
if the game plays out like how it did versus the
oh
Giants,
yeah,
I'm completely fine with it. But
yeah,
if we're down in a game or we need a good spark, I think Derrick Henry could be a great spark. It just feels like we don't use him to be the spark sometimes. We did in the
yeah.
Chargers game, but
You see,
not not in every other game.
yeah, okay. In the Chargers game, he had 24. See, that's what I want to see. 24.
Yeah.
Yep. So
So,
Derrick Henry, don't forget about him, Ravens. He's
right.
gonna he's gonna lead us to Super Bowl this year. He's been the missing piece. But the O
I
line
agree.
got a block for him as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't know if
He's
the O
very
line's gonna give him chances, man. I
and
mean,
like I just imagine what if we had the I almost said the Tigers. What if we had the Lions O line with Derrick Henry? Like he would almost have 2,000 rushing yards right now. Or the
yeah.
Eagles. Or the Eagles.
Well, the Ravens did go cheap at offensive line in the offseason. I mean, they had 3 missing holes going into the offseason, so it's you kind of get what you asked for,
Yeah.
So,
But we should try to target the Lions or the Eagles O-line coach. You know,
well, I will say that it also, yeah, I'm gonna say it also didn't help that our offensive line coach passed away, and I mean, then it's gonna make it harder next year. I mean, we don't have Ryan Stanley's is possibly his last year as a
yeah,
Ravens,
we don't
so
have that continuity. So
yeah, so unless we resign Stanley, which would be great, to like maybe a 2-3 year deal,
yeah.
finish out his career in Baltimore. Um, you know, obviously gonna hopefully resign Linderbaum, but we need to find some guards. An interior
Don't sign
offensive line.
McCarry. Don't
Yeah,
sign.
no, yeah. Look, Makari is good as a bench piece, a guy you can plug
Yeah.
in if like a guy you can plug in for like 2 or 3 plays when your left guard gets his ankle rolled up on real quick, and then he just needs to get it checked out real quick. But then he comes
Yeah.
right back in the game. Get Makari's ass out of here. Lele is a disaster waiting to happen. I mean, he's almost as buffoonish as Orlando Brown Jr. Um, he did. I will say though, he had those two crazy, not chop blocks, but blindside blocks, I guess, in a way. On Brian Burns, he destroyed him. He actually used his freaking big weight finally to move some
He's
guys. So
huge. I'm gonna say he should be good.
yeah, so shout out, he actually used his big body for once.
We need we need him on the UNC basketball team right now. We don't have a center that
He
can
could be like
guard.
that Burns guy.
Yeah.
Anyways, you want to get into the stats?
Yeah, let's go to the step.
All right. Did you see my screen?
Yeah. All right. So Lamar Jackson had more touchdown passes and incompletions. Like, and nobody talks about it. Anyways, 21 to 25, 290 yards. I did want to see him go for 300, but he didn't want to come back out. Because did you see
Yeah.
that clip? T. Martin
Yeah, I
asked him.
did. Yep.
He said,
Yep.
nah. Like, Lamar's really sparing you guys, but 21 to 25, 290 yards, five touchdowns, 93.3 QBR, 154.6 rating, quarterback rating. Um, Derrick Henry had 14 carries, 67 yards. That's all he had for the day, 4.8 yards carry.
For a while, she's got in the end zone.
Yeah, it has been a while. I want to see him get a touchdown. Lamar Jackson, obviously he ate away from some of Derrick Henry's carries. Six carries, 65 yards. He just completely ragdolled a defender on that one play. He just pushed him off like he was nothing. Um, Rasheen Ali, he got some touches, eight carries, 32 yards. He did pretty well. You know,
Look at Josh
just
Johnson.
Josh Johnson. I think that was a QB Neal, probably, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Just Justice Hill had two carries for 7 yards. Um, and then to the receiving, Rashad Bateman just continuing to add on to his great year. Three receptions for 80 yards, 26.7 average, two touchdowns. Um, Justice Hill had five receptions for 61 yards and one touchdown. They should just convert Justice Hill to a wide receiver at this point. Like,
No, we don't need
um,
more short receivers, man.
that would give ADC an excuse not to draft a receiver.
All
Oh,
right,
well,
we're just gonna have an
Cunningham,
active midget. We're gonna have a midget factory back then.
yeah. Zay Flowers had six receptions for 53 yards. Nelson Aguilar had one reception for 26 yards, like how you said on that one play. Mark Andrews had two receptions for 24 yards. Tez Walker had one reception for 21 yards and a touchdown, his first reception ever in the league. Isaiah Likely had two receptions for 17 yards.
I thought he had more than that. I don't know why.
And Tyler Wallace had one for eight.
Yep. So I don't know. I thought Isaiah likely had more catches in this game. Honestly,
I wish he had more.
I think Tyler Wallace is like perfect this year. He's like 12 for 12 or something like that. On look, 10 for 10. Look at that. 10 receptions, 10 targets.
He's having the greatest wide receiver season ever.
Yeah, if like the first 4 weeks of the season. Anyways, our defensive stats now are Malik Harrison led the way with tackles with eight, one sack, a tackle for loss, and two QB hits. Kyle Hamilton had six total tackles. He had a QB hit as well. Roquan Smith had five. He had a pass deflection and a QB hit. Boyle Humphrey and excuse me, AD Washington both had five. Ardarius Washington had a pass deflection and a pick in this game. Nate Wiggins and Travis Jones both had four tackles. Nate Wiggins had one pass deflection. KVN and Tre'Davious White each had three tackles. KVN had a sack, a tackle for loss, and a QB hit. Chris Board had three total tackles. So did Tavius Robinson and Nnamdi Madubuike. David Ajabo, I was just crapping on him. He had a sack. David Ajabo has two total tackles. He has a sack, a tackle for loss, and a QB hit. Desmond King has two total tackles. He also had a great punt return as well. Brandon Stevens has two total tackles and a pass deflection. Lamar Jackson has a tackle, um, which isn't the greatest thing ever. Dafayowe is. I feel like he's just been on the field as much.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen him that much either.
That's weird. That's weird. He had like a great game a few weeks ago, and then all of a sudden you don't see him. Um, Team stats here. The Ravens had 25 first downs to their 19. We had 13 passing first downs to their 8. We had 12 rushing touchdowns. Rushing first downs to their 3. And they had 8 first downs for penalties. That's unacceptable. We were 9 for 11 on third down. They were 2 for 12. Damn, that's bad. But they were 3 for 5 on fourth down. We ran 59 total plays. There were 60. We had 445 total yards. There were 236. We both had 9 drives. We averaged 7.5 yards per play to their 3.9. Um, Lamar was sacked 3 times. Or we were all in total were sacked 3 times. So were they. We had 3 sacks as well. We had 170 rushing yards to their 55 on 31 attempts to their 20. We had 5.5 yards per rush to their 2.8. We had 12 penalties for 112 yards, which is again unacceptable to their 6 for 44. We each had a turnover. And we held the ball actually for less time. We had only for 28 minutes and 58 seconds to their 31 minutes and 2 seconds. So, um, just the game dominated by the Ravens. I felt like after that third possession, um, Lamar was just kind of locked in, after that point, which is great because, again, I was kind of worried maybe we wouldn't take the Giants seriously and we mess around, but luckily that wasn't the case.
Yeah, and like you said, we took this game seriously. A game that I feel like is very important in terms of morale, like I mentioned earlier, and just getting back on the right track. That was a frustrating game against the Eagles. So it was a good opportunity to take out our frustrations on another NFC East opponent, and that makes us what, 3-1 against the NFC East this year. So because we beat the Cowboys, Commanders, and the Giants, and we lost to the Eagles.
Yep.
So yep. So we end up, doing good against them. But is there anything else?
It was John Harbaugh's first win against the Giants on the road.
Uh, Oh yeah, because 2008 we got smoked. 2016 Odell
Lost to
Beckham,
Odell Beckham. Yep. Odell
Odell
Beckham. I
was
said Odell
dancing all
Beckham.
over.
And then obviously the Daniel Jones year where we lost.
Oh my God. Yeah, embarrassing.
We lose like that like every year though, so
Yeah.
some
Wow.
goofballs.
That Odell Beckham game was crazy. He was mocking Eric Waddle and
Yep.
stuff like that game.
Speaking of, Weddle's going to be at the game tomorrow. He's a
Oh,
legend
was
of
it
the
honor
game.
as the legend of the game?
Yeah.
Ravens honoring all these bums. I'm just,
Don't say
I'm
bums. He's
just
talking
mad.
Eric
No, no,
Weddle was
no. He's not a
good.
bum. He's not a bum.
I say
He's
I
not.
see they freaking honor like Sean Perryman or something, but you should throw stuff at him.
You won't catch it.
He wants to say he won't catch it. You do
Like,
exactly how he
oh,
did for us. Like, oh, I dropped it.
so yeah, we know.
And we expected that.
But yeah, we improved to 9-5. Still second in the AFC North. Luckily, the Steelers did lose to the Eagles. So the Eagles kind of helped us out there after not helping us out 2 weeks earlier. So, kudos to them, I guess. But we need to handle business, tomorrow. So,
I mean, they handle
uh,
our business.
yeah, we're not Mike Tyson now. Well, we have to be, but in terms of lisp
Shut
wise, we
up,
can't.
dude. You didn't even know what I was talking about you remember what I was talking about? It was like from
No.
2K15 with the bad
Oh,
voice
the voice
acting.
actor. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah.
said handle your business or something like that.
Oh yeah, Dion Waiters, I think was his name.
Hopefully, I mean, a lot of people probably won't understand what we're talking about. I mean, the 10 people watch our videos, but like,
We need to watch that video after this. Again.
yeah.
And been
If if this video does pop off and you're down here in this video and like watching this far, look up NBA 2K15 voice acting lines.
yeah,
You'll
yeah.
be in for a treat.
Those players didn't care about those voice acting at all. They just
Yeah,
wanted the bag.
yeah,
But is that all we got?
yeah.
Yeah. That's all we got for you guys in this video. Great win. Make sure to comment down below, what were your thoughts about the game? What are your thoughts about the MVP race? Whether you're a Ravens fan, Giants fan, NFL fan, you think it's Lamar, you think it's Josh Allen, you think it's Saquon, comment down. No, comment down below. We think it's Lamar. We know it's Lamar. So comment down below. Comment down below your thoughts about the game. Um,
So
you
one
know,
last thing.
any.
if it wasn't for all of these like freaking crazy defensive blunders or Justin Tucker missed kicks, we first of all we wouldn't be 9-5. We'd probably be like, you know, 11 and whatever, 11-3 or 12-2, whatever.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say that now. We'll say
Yeah.
that right now. How many games were decided by 3 points or less? And Tucker missed like two field goals in the game or something. Or our defense is Eddie Jackson, Marcus Williams had a brain fart, in the secondary or whatever. So
Hmm.
I'm okay. I'm gonna say that for the Steelers video. Just close it out.
Yeah. Well, we got a treat for the Steelers video. I got a lot to say about that video too. So, that's going to be a lot of information in there. But make sure you also like check out our social medias, follow them. Also show some love on our Instagram. As I always say, Jared makes some great graphics on there. So show some love, comment on that. Also follow our TikTok, our Twitter. And also check out our second channel, Casual Cinema, where should we'll have a movie on there soon. I always say that, but we'll have one on there soon. But that's what we got for you today. We're Birds of Prey Sports, and we're out.
Right.